The one piece of advice that I always give is hard work will always get noticed. And for this generation in particular, there's a lot of movement from place to place, but there's a lot of unquantifiable values and rewards in staying in one place for a long time. And so as somebody who stayed in one place for a really long time, I do think there are benefits that people forget to realize in staying put. You know, getting out of people's way is almost as important as sort of, you know, working side by side with them. But there are times where, you know, stuff just doesn't feel like it's going to work, but people have incredible passion about moving it forward. So we have to know when to get out of the way and let it play itself out, and when we have to step in and, you know, sort of try and steer it in the right direction. But I would say the, you know, sort of keeping up the energy is sort of, there's a bunch of different things that we do to do that. And one is to make sure that people have an environment that is conducive to creativity, access to the information that they need to continue to be creative, guidelines within which to work. Great guidelines can set people free creatively, and if you don't set guidelines properly, then the creative can just end up sort of all over the place and not successful. The interesting thing about a brand like Nickelodeon is change has been its most critical, you know, component of its success. So if we don't keep changing, as I said, you know, Rugrats wouldn't work today, so the content has to keep changing, and the way that we communicate with the audience has to keep changing, and the way that it looks and feels has to keep changing, and its point of view has to shift with the kids' point of view. So we have to keep changing. So the people that, you know, sort of work here have to also keep evolving. And so what we look for are people who are interested in change, right? Agents of change, young people who understand that, like, what you did last year is not the same way you can do it this year. And if we don't keep moving forward and we don't keep evolving, then we get stuck. So when we're talking to new people and we're bringing new people into the organization, they have to have a tremendous amount of energy, because we're working faster now than we've ever worked before. Because the expectation that you're going to get new stuff is, you know, sort of, you know, digitally inspired, and that content has to come quicker than it's ever come, and the ideas have to change quicker than they've ever changed before. And so if we don't have people with a ton of energy willing to adapt the way the audience is adapting to the new platforms and the new technologies, then we die. Content is king and funny is money.